Namaskar. Welcome. We always think selecting the right sector and investing in that will give us very good return, but we may be wrong many other times. But if there is an opportunity where we select few of the good sectors and then invest, the chances are that we will win. That is where we have a mutual fund which is SBI Contra Fund. So they are selecting five sectors which are going to be the emerging sectors which are going to really give very good returns in the future depending on the developments in the economy and the industry itself. So why not invest in such a fund where there is an assurance of success? There is an assurance of decent returns in that particular fund, in that particular stocks. If we want to invest in the stocks, maybe we can just draw the portfolio from that particular mutual fund and then invest in those stocks which we like the most based on the fundamentals, but industry has already been shortlisted by that particular company. And most important point about this contra fund is not only that it is selecting the upcoming, the emerging, the real good sectors which are going to grow a lot, but also they are investing in those stocks and those sectors where which is out of flavor. Today the out of favor is banking sector, IT sector, pharma sector. But in the last few months, if you could see that these sectors are really giving leadership to the market. Defense sector has corrected a lot, railway stocks have corrected a lot, and those have been in the hot situation till now. But now currently banking, that is especially the private banking, the pharma and IT, they are really giving leadership. And these people in the recent past have invested in that particular stocks and that particular sectors. That's really a smart move. More than that, in this particular contra fund category, I'll show you the fund manager's qualification, the experience, and the amount of funds he is managing, and the amount of returns it is consistently, stably, and assuredly giving returns. That I am going to show you right now. So where we go to Funds Bazaar, because as I was saying, always analyzing a mutual fund, it is always easy to analyze on fundsbazaar.com. So fundsbazaar.com is a platform where you can analyze at a click of a button all the mutual funds, all the stocks, all the financial instruments in one login. So this is an excellent platform. Nowhere else in India such a good platform has been provided where you can analyze the mutual funds in a very systematic and a very clear and comprehensive manner. So what did I do? I went to this fundsbazaar.com since I have an account with that and I had been investing through this particular platform. And here in the research, I can do the research on the mutual funds, and I did the analysis and the fund analysis on this particular fund and selected the contra fund. So in this particular SBI contra fund, if you could see the contra fund, it is focusing mainly on the emerging sectors, on the sectors which are going to go up, and all those stocks which are out of flavor right now, because contra is buying at a very reasonable level, reasonable price, which is undervalued and underplaced, and at the right level to invest, where our risk profile, our risk will be very less. So contra buying is completely opposite to buying a hot stock, hot sector currently. So it is investing in all those stocks at a very contrarian approach, where you get stocks at a very reasonable valuation, very reasonable price. So it is investing IT, pharma, FMCG, contrarian stocks which are currently out of favor, and emerging businesses, and it has invested in almost 5 specific areas and growth oriented sectors which are going to give leadership tomorrow. In such sectors it is investing. And what more, if you could see the fund manager here, Mr. Dinesh Balachandran, see his profile, BTech, IIT, MS, at MIT USA and is having 11 years of experience, and he worked in Fidelity, which handles more than $2 trillion worldwide. Such a huge fund in which he has worked there for almost 10 years, and then he is now the fund manager here. And not only that, he's been handling many SBI mutual funds, not only the contra fund, even multi-cap fund also he is handling in this particular thing. And those who have invested in this particular fund, it has given a return of almost 1 lakh who has invested 25 years ago. This is a very old fund, so it's proven fund. So it is always better to invest in a proven fund rather than invest in a new emerging fund. What more, if you could see the expense ratio, it is just 1.5%. In most of the hotter team mutual funds, the expense goes beyond 2% also. So you are saving here also in terms of the expenses. And 1 lakh which has been invested in initially at the time of inception, now it's about 1 crore, 1 lakh rupees, 5,000, 10 lakh, 1 lakh rupees, 1 crore, 1 lakh rupees, 5,240 rupees, and 1,000 rupees SIP you have started from inception. They got an yield of almost 21% CAGR. That's a great return and assured return. What more, if you could see here, what I'm more interested is, since inception the return has been 20%. I've compared all the mutual funds, whether it is Invesco Contra or Kotak Contra, all time performance from since inception, this has been the great performer. Not only that, even if you could see the beta, it is 0.9. That means if the index which is related to this contra fund goes up 100 rupees, this will go 90 rupees. So that's how it is related with the index. And also, if you could see the risk standard deviation, it is just 0.83%. That is really good because the performance deviation is not much. That's a clear assurance of a better return for this particular stock. And we could see the last 5 years return is 32% per annum, 3 years is 27%, 2 years is 34%, 1 year is 40%. You could argue that Invesco and Kotak has given in last 1 year's 49% return, whereas SBI Contra has given less. But if you could see the consistency here, in 5 years return is 32, whereas here, in spite of 9% higher return in the last 5 years, last 1 year, it has still given on an average of 25% return in the last 5 years per annum. So that speaks about a stable, steady, strong growth in the case of SBI Contra fund. So why not consider this particular fund and go for SIP or in lump sum? And if you are putting in lump sum also, you can put in 3 to 4 months gap, so that your investment becomes average. That is maybe 1 lakh now, 1 lakh after 3 months, another 1 lakh after another 3 months, so that even the lump sum amount gets averaged and you get a better average for the year and hold for a long term. The returns will be almost as per this performance. If it continues, you will get 20% per annum compounding return on this particular mutual fund. And it has got almost 90 stocks in its portfolio. If anyone wants to really understand the portfolio of such a contra fund, contrarian approach is buying at a better price, which is out of favor. It's a contrarian approach. Okay, it's just opposite to hot theme approach or high valuation approach. So such a theme, you can also search for all those stocks and sectors which you feel can do better in this contrarian approach, and invest in your stocks also after doing a thorough research. I am not a SEBI research analyst. I'm just doing this as per educative purpose, and I have invested in this as SIP today only because I came across this and I found this is really interesting, and I've gone for SIP in this particular fund from a longer term perspective. Please consult your financial advisor, do proper research, so that every penny you invest today will give assured and best return in the long term or in the short term or medium term, so that you can get better investment opportunity in this contra fund. Sorry, the amount of stocks which are invested in this particular fund is 105. It is not 95. It keeps changing from time to time. So currently it is about 105 stocks. So happy investing. Go ahead, make your plan and accordingly invest. I'll also share the link of this Funds Bazaar account. It's a free account where you can invest in any mutual fund at click of a button on one platform with one login, and any financial investment you can do through this particular Fund Bazaar platform, and also whole of your family you can invest under one login in one account in Funds Bazaar. Happy trading, happy investing. Thank you.